Hello. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Brickonista Broadcast Network. I'm Naomi, the Brickonista, and you're here on YouTube. And my gosh, this last week has been so exciting because, as you know, it was Brickcon, and I've been spending a lot of time working on a couple different mocks in preparation for Brickcon. And I was just so excited to be able to, first of all, meet some amazing people at this convention. And hello, PT McEwen. Not sure how long I can last. Okay, no problem. We're actually doing a small set today. We are doing this set, the Vespa. It's only 118 pieces, so I don't think it's going to be a full hour show. So if you can hold on that long, that would be great, because part of what I'm doing is I'm switching up the schedule a little bit, which actually works out better for me because we were starting to stream Thursdays in preparation for all of the different Lego Master shows that were coming up. And it turns out Brick and Nick is streaming at the same time. So we pivoted and we're now streaming on Friday. So tomorrow, this is some good news. Dun, da, da, da. We have two of the Lego Master contestants who are going to be on the show tomorrow. So Team Liz and Aaron, who are the Boston, Massachusetts moms. Let me get that straight. The Massachusetts moms are going to be on our show tomorrow, 6 o'clock. So this is our recap episode. So we're going to be recapping Lego Masters Season 3 US North America, Season 3, Episode 3. And OMG, what an awesome cliffhanger. Not going to say anymore. Watch the show before tomorrow at 6 o'clock and we'll talk all about it. But anyway, going back to Brickcon, sorry you couldn't make it, PT. It was so much fun. Got to meet a lot of people. And Remy surprised me by flying out. He surprised me on the air last week saying that he was going to be at Brickcon. And we got a chance to hang out. And he and I are so excited about this new pivot that we're going to be able to start interviewing some of the Lego Master contestants. So I did get permission from the PR company, and we are now going to be part of that. You're behind. You've only seen one episode. Yeah, if you want to listen in and not get spoiled, we are going to have spoilers on Friday, 6 o'clock. So we're changing it. We used to be What, When, Why Wednesdays. Then we became This or That Thursdays. Now it's Fabulous and Fun Fridays. That's what we're going to be doing for the next, 10 weeks or so? Yeah, it's going to be fun because we're now we've eliminated two of the teams from episode 1 and episode 2. Not going to tell you what happens in episode 3 yet. You'll have to listen on Friday. But having this contact with the PR company, and thank you very much, Liz Pulio. If you are watching this, she's the one who connected us, the Brickonista Broadcast Network, to the PR company, and they've been extremely gracious and have invited me into the fold, being able to interview some of these contestants. So Remy and I are going to be working on that, and super, super excited. So anyway, yeah, catch up, be a part of that. And like you said, PT, I don't want to drag this episode out too long because I think it's actually going to work out well, because I have been hosting a watch party late at night. So Wednesday/Thursday at midnight, because that's when my Hulu account gives me access. And then we watch the episode with anybody who wants to watch on the Discord server. And then later is Thrifty Thursday, which you're listening to now. And then tomorrow will be the Lego Masters recap episode. So yeah, stay tuned. Should be coming soon tomorrow, our second Friday episode, because we did stream while we were in Seattle at the convention and at the Maxwell Hotel. That was so much fun. Oh my gosh. We had a surprise visitor, Dan Rainstream, who has been with Brickcon for the last 20 some odd years. And he just kind of poked his head in and said, "What are you doing?" We said we were streaming, and he said, "Oh," and I invited him to be on the stream, and he stayed the whole time. That was the crazy thing. This guy doesn't do a lot of streaming, and that's what happened. Yeah, that is a late night watch party, but it's all Hulu's fault because Hulu, if Hulu had been nice and said, hey, we'll let anybody watch at any time, but no, they have to, you have to be, one of the premium members. Oh, Lady Mist, hey, how's it going? And I wasn't sure what the shelter in, is that an emote? Is that what you're putting in there? I almost started wondering who you were. So Lady X Mist, thank you so much for being here. Great to see you. Mystique Aura, awesome. And yeah, so if you haven't been on this show before, I'm Naomi the Brickonista, and Thursdays I focus on sets that are $20 or less. This one's a nice little $10 set, and this is the Vespa. And I've been looking for this for a while because I really love the shaping of this. So I've been wanting to do this, and finally, because sometimes these, I believe this is a Lego exclusive because I haven't seen it in stores. So if you want to get this, you're going to have to go to the Lego store and wait for it to become available. Just like the Tuk Tuk. When the Tuk Tuk came out, it was hard to get. So I snagged this as soon as I got it. Just about to watch a movie, then I saw that you were live. Yes. In fact, I've always been live Thursdays at this time, but I've started adding some streams because of Lego Masters. So we started doing it Wednesday because they were broadcasting on Tuesdays, and we just figured, okay, they're going to postpone it. Then they decided they're going to broadcast on Wednesdays. So we said, okay, let's pivot. Let's go to Thursday. And then Brick and Nick started doing chats with the cast on Thursdays at the same time. So I told Remy, I said, we're going to have to pivot again because you don't want to have to compete with the Lego Masters, giving their inside tips about what happened on the show. So we are going to be doing this Fridays, and better yet, I got permission from Endemol Shine, the PR company and the recruiting company that handles the cast. And they said, yes, we can interview the Lego Masters, just like I got permission from the TMNZ over in New Zealand, same kind of thing. So very, very excited about that. We're going to be able to interview them, and Endemol Shine has been very gracious in giving us also some graphics. So you'll be seeing some very good quality graphics in the future. I mean, Remy has done a great job. So don't get me wrong, we're still going to have screenshots that Remy has done, but we're also going to get official collateral and official visuals from Endemol Shine as well. So super, super stoked about that, and very, very excited about what's to come. So here's some really cool pieces. All of these are in red, which is wonderful because, as you know, red is an iconic color for Lego. And some of these are pieces that you normally would see, but this one is, I believe, a fairly new piece. And I've seen it mostly in white. So to see it in red is nice. This kind of slipper kind of piece where it has the step up. That one's a nice piece to have. Yeah, so just right now we're doing some preliminary knolling, trying to get this all together. So you get two of these little slipper pieces. Yeah, I've been very, very thankful for just watching Lego Masters over the years. And then when Remy and I decided to do the Lego Masters New Zealand, and they gave us permission to interview the contestants, and we've been posting those all on this YouTube channel. So if you want to review some of those as well, feel free. And that's part of the reason why I love YouTube, is that the archiving part of it is so much easier. I do stream on Twitch, which I'm still doing, but I've kind of mixed it up because I started on Twitch, but then I started moving over to YouTube because of the archiving capabilities. Okay, we're almost done knolling. This is kind of weird. I hate when I see one of these, but I don't see the other one. It's like usually these come in a pair. So what's going on, Lego? I'm a little confused here. I don't know if anybody sees it. If Mr. Mittens was on, I'd have Mr. Mittens take a look, but okay, we're going to leave that out there. Like I said, I don't like having angle plates that don't match. Ooh, good question, PT. What was the coolest thing from Brickcon? Wow. Well, people wise, it was really seeing so many people I hadn't seen in a long time. And new people who I've seen online but have not met in person. So, for example, Martin Bricksnaps was there. And as you know, he's got a huge following on Instagram, and he brought his Paddington Bear. Being able to talk to the builders about what they've done, that's always awesome. I also got a chance to talk to the builder. I want to say Paul Rotzloff, I think. I'm not sure about the first name. Rotzloff is definitely the second name or the surname. And what he did is he made this turtle with an articulating jaw, and the flippers move, and it's got a castle on the back. And he has a full storyline, storyboards, but the build itself was massive. And it took up almost an entire table. So you got to see some of the mocks and talk to the builders. I happened to be standing right next to the builder who did the Victorian mansion. And I was in Town and Country most of the time because of my ramen shop. And I was so excited. People loved my ramen shop. They would come by, and I had just literally finished. Aha, here it is. Here's the other one. It was in the other bag. Like I said, that drives me crazy, not having both sides of the angle plates. So I was hanging out in Town and Train, and then people would come by and want to take photos of my ramen shop. And then I had just finished doing rotation and motorization of I haven't put the motor on, but I did make it with a hand crank. So when you crank it, the sign moves and the bowl moves. And the kids were so great. When they would see the ramen bowl move, they were like, oh, that is so cool. So I think just getting a chance to interact with the people, because don't forget, we've been in lockdown for over 2 years, and everything has been remote, at least for Brickcon, until this year. And actually, I take that back, last year, but I missed last year because I had to take care of family. That was hard, because I was so looking forward to Brickcon and seeing everybody. And then, So I would have to say number one is the people. Number two would be the mocks and talking to the people, kind of combined together. Another thing that was cool was meeting the Lego masters, and they were so approachable and so nice. And get this, one of them looked at me and she goes, why do I know you? And she says, you're Brickonista, aren't you? So she recognized me, and she asked to have a selfie with me, which is just crazy. So I am so thankful. Michelle Contreras, thank you so much. She's part of Michelle and Christine, the team Mexico. And when just the expression on her face and how grateful she was to see me there and wanted a selfie with me. I told her later, I said, I was contemplating maybe going back into my dark ages, just because, the stream has kind of been up and down, and I wasn't sure, but people like you, PT, have been really encouraging me. But to get that kind of response from somebody who, was really excited to see me there. I told her, I said, you really helped regenerate my love of Lego, because I was really kind of on the fence. Remy's here. The coolest thing from Brickcon was seeing all my internet friends in person. Yes. In fact, I was just talking about you, Remy, about how you surprised me on the air by saying, we have a little wrinkle in our program because I am going to be at Brickcon. So I did get a chance to hang out with Remy quite a bit. We had lunch together a couple times, and I also drove him back to the airport on his way back. And unfortunately, he didn't make it to the Lego store, because the Lego store is about a 30-minute drive from downtown Seattle. And thankfully, Remy, some news here, Remy made it into the master build, into the semifinal. So we both participated in that, and he made it into the semifinal. So we were very proud of him. And guess who won? Spoiler alert, but one of the Lego Masters won the Brickcon master or brick master. Yeah, and then we still did the show. That's right. We did the show from separate rooms because we had this massive echo. Oh, here's another thing. Thank you, Lauren Lovelace, aka Chief Brick Geek, because Chief Brick Geek let us use the conference room that they were using for all the Zoom sessions. And in fact, Mairead was even saying in the chat, she goes, "Did you all take over the Zoom room?" And it's like, yeah, we did, with permission. And then we also got a surprise reviewer because Dan Rainstein stopped by. And I don't know Dan very well, but it was just really cool having him on the show because we talked a lot about dinosaurs for the dinosaur episode. And yeah, so I got to know him better too, because like I said, I've seen him around, but we never really worked together on anything. So yeah, that was really cool. Yeah. And you wish they were still making that Silent Hill game. Oh, yeah. Well, it's okay. That's fine. So anyway, so yeah, so Remy's hanging out in the chat. And this is Thrifty Thursday for those of you who are new. And I think I have just about everything nulled out. And then we can start working on this build. This should be a fairly fast build. Just for those of you who just joined us, we're working on the Vespa. And I've been wanting to build this for a while, and it's just been out of stock whenever I've gone there. And here's something cool too. Here are the stickers. So we got some cool stickers that are here, part of it. No minifig though, because this is not minifig scale. This is quite a bit larger than minifig scale. And here's another cool piece. Look at that. I think I have seen this, but not with the step down. So if you can see from the side view, there's a step down there. Yeah, doing the show remote was a ton of fun. And I know that Remy and I, like I said, we've known each other online and we've been doing the show together, but just to be able to meet in person was really pretty cool. Okay, I'm a little confused by this, but I guess this is right. Okay, so we have two. I think this is the new is this the new 1x5? Yes. The new 1x5 plate that everybody is raving about. But I'm supposed to have two of these. How come I don't see the second one? Where's my second 1x5? Aha, it was hiding. There we go. Yeah, so two 1x5s there. Yeah, we got to see RJ. RJ was hanging out and he showed up on the stream for a short amount of time too. So that was cool. And Brickworm was there along with her sister, Miss Slowbrickta. My friend Allie was there. Allie Perry or Allie Cat 3K. Yeah. Ferg, Artifice 12. He's been on the show before. Just all kinds of really wonderful builders. It's just fun to get together and hang out. But really, Remy, you surprised me. Just coming all the way out from Virginia. And I'm sorry you didn't get to the Lego store. I know that was on your hit list, but there was so much to do. And if he had not made it to the master build, we would have had time. Because we would have had 3 hours instead of 2 hours. And with 30 minutes to get there and back, yeah, we were cutting it close to begin with, just thinking about it. But yeah, sorry, Remy. Next time you're out, I'll have to do that. I'm looking for this other unusual piece, but I don't see it just yet. I'll show you. Ah, here it is. Nope, that's not it. This is the piece I'm looking for. It's this red, and it looks like it's got a Technic pin, and it's got a ledge. But I'm looking for it, and why don't I see it? It's a red, and that's a piece I know I don't have in my collection. So I am not going to be happy if I cannot find. Aha, here it is. So this is an interesting piece. It's got 1x2 Technic hole, and it's got this step down ledge here. It's okay. Hopefully I'll catch the next wave of new pieces. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, darn, Remy. Why do you have to be such a good builder? Yes, exactly. Anyway, if you need a quick source of 1x5 plates, the Speed Champions 70 Ferrari has a bunch. Oh, okay. Ahoy, hoy, Brick Jedi. Good to see you. Yeah, we're working on the Vespa. Oops. Oh, no. I almost lost a piece there. This is what we're working on. We're working on the Vespa. And we were just talking about this is an interesting piece for this build. So, yeah. This little step down. Though you could do a workaround for that. I don't know if that's really important integrity-wise. I don't know. I think you could put a regular 1x2 and just a 1x2 plate here. So I don't get why you need that. Okay, well, we're going to keep going. Keep going. And 1x2s. Okay, these have axles on them. So this is interesting because the one in the middle was a Technic pin, but these have axles on them. So I guess we're going to throw an axle all the way through, maybe? We'll see. We shall see, shall we? Oops. Make sure I put this in the right place. So you can see this is an interesting structure we've put together. Yeah, so going back to Brickcon, the other thing that was amazing is there was an entire theater made of this dogfight, and it was done by Doug Hughes. And he's an amazing builder to begin with. But he made this like a little enclosed theater, and inside the theater, the curtains opened up, and inside you had like a World War I dogfight shooting down a Zeppelin. It was really cool. And on top of that, the other thing, oh, how could I forget? The keynote speaker, OMG, Angus MacLean. If you don't know this guy, he was one of the Pixar executives who was behind Wall-E and what was the other big one? Well, he helped get the Wall-E ideas set a reality, and he also thought about the builders by putting in some special pieces in there too. Yeah, that Zeppelin was wild. Exactly. And Doug, speaking of Doug, so I mentioned he's an amazing builder. Well, the other thing he did is he has an old Buzz Lightyear cosplay uniform that he made. And so he came out as Buzz Lightyear and introduced Angus MacLean, and Angus MacLean was blown away. So they didn't tell him that was going to happen. And he was just dumbfounded. And he said, I have to get a selfie of this. So that's how he started his speech, was getting a selfie of him with Buzz Lightyear on stage. Yeah. And all I can say is that particular keynote speech, whoever has to follow that is going to have a rough time because it will be a tough act to follow. And what do we have here? Oh, okay. I was going to say these instructions are looking a little odd, but it looks like these are going here. Yeah, when I see these pieces, I'm usually thinking of like some sort of arched opening. And it doesn't look like they're doing that. A little different. But you can see the structure is coming together. We have those 2x4 up brackets here. Okay, what else am I missing here? It looks like we have a 2x2. I'm a little concerned because we have this little ledge, but that's supposed to be there. Okay, I'm looking for a 2x2 round plate. There they are. You don't remember what city, but it's apparently moving right next to a Lego store. Oh, it's Bellevue. Yeah, Bellevue is, so that's the other big news, is that it will not be in Seattle in the coming years. So this was the 21st year, and I believe they've grown since then. And ever since I've been going to Brickcon, it's always been at this Seattle exhibition hall, and it's now in Bellevue. And I'm going to put that in the chat. Bellevue. So that's going to be for 2023. So the bad news is if you're coming to do sightseeing to get to downtown Seattle, it's going to take you about 30, 40 minutes to get there. But if you want to go to the Lego store, there's a big Lego store in Bellevue, and it'll be much more accessible. So that's the trade-off. But yeah, I think overall it was just a really, really great convention. If I was from out of town, I would have definitely gotten a hotel room because there's a lot of drinking to be had there. And I did not indulge because I had to drive home. So, but you can tell they had drinking games going on and just loads of fun. Loads of fun. People just, I think too, the pandemic just made all of us just aware that life's too short. And, sometimes you just got to enjoy things. Oops, wait a minute. What am I missing here? I feel like I'm missing something because this does not, or maybe I'm just not putting it on correctly. Is that right? Oh, I guess that's right. It looked odd. It didn't look like it was clutching, but it is clutching. Yeah. So the other thing is they're not only moving it to another city, they're also moving it earlier. It's going to be in September, right after Labor Day weekend. So I believe the September 7th or so. So lots of big changes coming to Brickcon. I anticipate that it's going to be great because the other thing about the exhibition hall is they had these massive columns that are in the middle of the hall. So having to put your mocks so that they're still viewable, but it's tough to work around those big columns. So that's going to be another plus, not having to deal with those. Okay, what are we doing here? We're adding some clips. Okay, adding some back clips. Yeah. So yeah, you were missed, PT. I know you would have enjoyed it, but hopefully I'm sure you had a great time with your family. And we were thinking about you though. We were thinking about how's PT and George doing, because I think that's the last time I saw you was at Bricks by the Bay when we were doing that. So yeah, so we have these 1x2s with the end clip that are in there. Oh, did I miss a step? Wait a minute. I missed a step. Where is that? I just saw it. This guy. Yeah. So I was actually looking for this piece for my dragon, and Remy bailed me out with some gold ones. It was a nice weekend. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely want to spend milestone birthdays with your family. That's important. In fact, I have a milestone birthday coming up soon. So I'm thinking about going to Disneyland for this milestone birthday. So I will let you know. So I will, in fact, I'm thinking about doing both Disneyland and Legoland. So start in Legoland, and then the night before my birthday, probably go to Disneyland, and then wake up in Disneyland on my birthday. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. It's like when you start looking at the pricing, then you start going, oh, that's a lot. But, it's a milestone birthday and you don't want to live with regrets, right? Okay, these pieces are nice. We have these I've usually seen in white as well. So they're in red in this set. And they're nice little shaping pieces on the corner here. Both the top and the bottom. And then we have, okay, well, I guess this is, I'm used to seeing something underneath this, but they're just putting it down like that. The mouse has changed prices way up. Yeah. If you go, get me a lightsaber. Oh, well, what's funny is that I know several people who work at Disneyland, and one of them told me if I go to the Star Wars area, Galaxy's Edge, right, that since I have a Chase card that has the Disney logo on it, I can get my photo with Darth Vader as a thank you. Shock the Toast is here For my milestone birthday, I went to the far off land of my parents' house, 15 minutes away. Well, I can say that I've had some pretty amazing milestone birthday venues. So for one of them, I'm not going to give away how many I've had, but let's just say one of them, I went to Switzerland. That was pretty dope. Went to Switzerland, and then they have something called the Golden Tour, where you start off at the hotel, and then you go to the loading dock where the ships sail on the lake. This is in Lucerne, Switzerland. And then you take this over to the train, and the train goes up this steep incline. And then when you get to the top, then you take a gondola down, and then you take a bus back, and they call that the Golden Circle. What can I say? I'm a rebel. I live in the moment. Okay. Yeah, I have to say, when you do those kinds of trips for your milestone birthday, you have to do some planning. And especially with the mouse, the house of the mouse is not cheap. So that is going to take some planning. And it seems like, too, they have a reservation system that you have to put in first of all, you have to buy the ticket. And then you have to download an app to make sure that you have a reservation for the ticket that you've bought. So it's like a two-step process. Okay, so now they want us to put on a sticker, but I'm a little hesitant to put the sticker on, only because I'm thinking I may want to do that later. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that later. Mostly because I don't know, I had a kind of a busy day, so I'm trying to also just think about time management and doing what I can, and I can always put the stickers on later. Okay, so we are going to put this on. This is a trans 1x1 square, and this goes on upside down. So upside down here. Yeah, so one of my milestones was there in Switzerland, and spent a couple days getting to know the Swiss countryside. And this was before I was a vegan, so I also had some amazing sausage and cheese and other things that the Swiss are known for, chocolate. So yeah, if I were to go again being a vegan, it will definitely be more of a challenge. Okay, this is cool. So this little sub build that we just made, we are going to attach it to these clips with that bar. And that's going to be a tight fit. But yeah, it fits. It fits. And this is that label. If I put it on eventually, it will be like the back, almost like a license plate. Yeah, I haven't been to Disneyland in ages. So I was thinking, what am I going to do for this next milestone? And then I was like, maybe I should go to Disneyland. A part of me wants to, but another part of me is like, do you really want to fight the crowds? Like, the crowd management could be tough, because my birthday's in June, which, if it was during an off month, June might be okay, because I think some students are still in school in June. It's in early June. So I don't know. I go back and forth, but, part of me is like, well, if you go, you don't want to have regrets, right? You can always go, and then you can always change your plans. You get there and something changes. You've been to downtown Disney once since then. Oh, okay. Okay, you're going to crash, Remy? Yeah, I'm surprised you were here. It's like it's 12:30 your time. But thanks. Can't wait for our completely standard stream tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be standard, but we're going to have special guests. We're going to have Liz and Aaron with us. So I'm super excited about that. How many times have you gone to Disneyland? Are you talking about to me or to Shock the Toast? I'm guessing you're maybe asking me. I would say I've only been to Disneyland maybe 4 times, because I remember going once or twice in my childhood. And then once as I think, a college age student. And then once with a friend on a business trip. So yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while. I'm definitely not going to put this sticker on. This is a weird sticker. I don't quite get this, but it's like at an angle, and I think it's supposed to be a vent or something. So I am not going to put that sticker on. So I think, yeah, I'm definitely not putting that sticker on. It looks too weird. I'm going to guess. Let me see if it's on this. It might be on the other side. Yeah, this is the sticker here. I don't think it really adds a whole lot, so I'm not going to put that on. I don't know how many times. I know, PT, that you are in LA, but Brick Jedi, I think you're in. You remind me, are you in Miami? Or because if you're near Florida, I would imagine you would be able to go more frequently. Yeah, you have annual pass holders for many years. Been to Disneyland many, many times. Yeah, I think, Pirates of the Caribbean has always been one of my favorite rides. With the hitchhiking ghosts from the haunted house is always fun. The stretching, buildings. I think it's just very clever, all the things that they've done. Okay, so I think we are done with this chassis, the main chassis area, as you can see there. And now we're going to move on to the front. So we have another sub build to do. You're in California. Oh, that's right. You're kind of near the Sacramento area, if I remember right. So yeah. I think it's time. I think this is the year for me to go to Disneyland. And I'm even thinking, I talked with one of my friends, Kathy, who came out to visit me. And I had told her, I go, remember when I went to Vegas for your wedding? And I said I would never go to Vegas because I hate Vegas, but I did for your wedding. I said, well, guess what? You get to go to Disneyland with me for my milestone birthday. So she's got it on her radar. Another one of my friends, though, she already had plans and she's going to be overseas. So I'm bummed about that. She won't be able to make it. So yeah, I'm kind of right now putting in save the dates with my friends just so that they know. Yeah, so PT, if you're going to be in the area, my birthday is June 4th. So early June, I may be going to Disneyland, or I'm going to start at Legoland. So actually, if you wanted to meet at Legoland, and then we're going to move up to Disneyland probably overnight because everything's so expensive up there. I don't know how much more expensive it is than Legoland, but pretty sure it's probably going to be a lot more pricey. That's what I'm anticipating. So I'm going to have to do a lot of saving between now and then. So that was one thought, was going to Disneyland for my milestone birthday. Another milestone birthday, I went to one of the national parks and went over to Zion Canyon and spent some time over there. Spent time on a Hopi reservation. It was great. It was just great to be part of nature. And, so it's like two opposites, right? Going to Disneyland versus being kind of at a national park. And I remember being at the national park, there's like no cell service. You really unplug from the world and you get a chance to reflect and then do some amazing hikes. And that was the year that I went to Angel's Landing. So for those of you who've never been to Zion Canyon, look up Angel's Landing. It's about a 5-hour round trip hike. So 2.5 to 3 hours going up and 2.5 to 2 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours coming back. And I remember thinking about doing this. And, on paper, it doesn't look that bad. But when you're in the middle of it, it was grueling. But once you get to the top, it was pretty phenomenal. So I'm really glad I did that because I don't think I could do that as well, being older for my next milestone. But yeah, if you've never been to Zion Canyon and gone to Angel's Landing, it is probably one of the most spectacular sites I've ever been to. I think that in retrospect, it was probably one of my most memorable milestone birthdays. But like I said, I've had some really good ones. I've been lucky. But yeah, so when you're thinking about celebrating your life, how many times you've gone around the sun, how many years have you rotated around the sun? Yeah, for me, I'm just really grateful. I've met some amazing people, really wonderful. Being part of this hobby has been fairly recent for me. I can tell you that a decade ago, with my previous milestone birthday, I was not into Lego like I am now. So that's another big difference. Okay, so this, all right, let me see, make sure I'm doing this right. Does this go underneath? I'm trying to look at the photo. Look at the photo. It's I feel like this piece here. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is the photo, and it looks off center here. That's why I'm a little confused. But it makes sense it would go here like that, but that doesn't look correct. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? Yes, Lego people are really cool. I agree. Okay, let me just back up a minute because I'm going, wait a minute. I did do this correctly. Yeah. Here's the sub build. So we started with that 1x6, put that black 1x2. Then we did this with the, yeah, that's correct. Okay, and then I put these slippers, this little sub build. Okay, why is this not making sense to me? It almost looks like it's off center, but what happened to the big block? What happened to the big block? Is it like this? No, that can't be right. Can it? Okay, that kind of looks correct, but this whole mapping looks off. Okay, what am I missing here, folks? What am I missing? Is this maybe go underneath and then this goes on top? No. Okay. I'm going to look at the next photo and see if that clarifies things. No, that's off too. Wow. I'm really flummoxed here. Why am I not getting this? Because, yeah, that is correct. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, that and that. Does it connect underneath? Yeah, I was thinking about that, but it almost looks like there's another. Okay, let's take a look. So you're saying it may connect underneath and then this goes on top, but it doesn't. That doesn't seem to work. Okay, maybe they meant like that, but the gray. All right, let's look at the next page. Yeah, see this page, it looks more like this. Okay, I'm gonna roll with this, even though the instructions look terrible. I don't know, that's it does look like it goes under the gray. Yeah, that's where it is right now. It's under the gray. But that's such a weird angle. Yes, it's such a weird angle. Exactly. Okay. See, I had to advance just to see if this is going to fit. But even this is a little... Oh, man. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's why we're doing this live. Like I said, you guys make me better builders. Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll with this here. All right. Let's start with the plates. Maybe the plates will make this better. I don't know. It just seems. See, this here is connecting to that. So that's why it makes me suspect that maybe it goes underneath a little farther. Maybe it goes underneath one more. Like that. That's, I think, what it is. I think that's what it is, because this will now fit there. Yep, that's it. So it fits underneath, but you have to go all the way back with this 1x2. Connect the arches from the bottom. Yep. I hate it when they connect something underneath or behind something and there isn't a clear image. Yes, I know. It's like, but it's great. See, this is another reason why I like the chat, because it's like, what about underneath, or what about this? Okay, so now when you put the arch up, then these three connect, and then that's where you can put this 2x3, so then it has some clutch. So that will secure it down. Okay. And it's suggesting that we put a sticker on here. I'm going to pass on the sticker for now, but I think we got it. Okay, so that is probably the hardest part of the build. It's like figuring out where to put that. Yeah, that was so bizarre. I mean, looking at these photos, you know, usually what they do is they do the flip over, right? They flip it over and then put it on, and then they flip it back and then put the arches on. Okay. Good morning, Hooded One. How are you? We were just commiserating about putting these arches on the Vespa, but we're on the home stretch. That's the good news, is that we are on the home stretch. So did you get a chance to meet with Flynn and Richard while they were in Denmark? I saw some of the banter going back and forth with people posting all of their images about being in the Lego house, and Anuradha Pearson is there, as well as Gwyneth Cosbiel, who made it over there. I mean, what an honor. What an honor to be a part of all of that. I am extremely envious. It's like, that's like a dream come true, right? Okay, I want to make sure I've got the tires on right. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I need to catch up with Matthew Builds Bricks, because I think Matthew said he was planning to meet with them when they were in London. Okay, so I think we're using a gun, I think. We have a special angled piece. Oh, maybe not. It's not a gun. It is a 1x2 Technic with this little bar thing hanging off of it. A full day was a very hectic day. I met them briefly. Oh, okay. Well, at least you got to meet them. I know you've been wanting to meet them for a while, so that's awesome. And, you know, how often are they going to be in Scarebeck, right? At the Lego house, featuring one of their builds. That is super cool. Someday, maybe. My ramen house, I was so surprised at how well received it was. So I was very, very excited about that. Okay, let's see. I guess this goes. We've got two of them. All right, so I'm hesitating because once again we have some weirdness here. So here's the weirdness. Like these instructions. Check this out. I guess what they're saying, since you're making two of these, is one goes on one side and one goes on the other side. But just the look of this photo, that is not going to happen, I don't think. Oh, wait, maybe it will. Hold up. Can you put another Technic? Oh, you can. Okay, I didn't know you could do that. All right. Well, that answers that. Yeah, I know. A full day and Scarebeck in general, from what I hear, it's amazing because you get to meet all these A-fulls from around the world. But then again, you also have, you know, it's chaos, right? There's just so many people there. Okay, why am I not seeing that other piece? There it is. So here's that special piece again. Yeah, I've been, like I said, I feel like I'm in the right space right now. What you missed, you did see the ramen house in video. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I was so excited because, as you know, I've been building that ramen house on stream for a while. And then to have people come up and compliment me on it, and they wanted to see the interiors. And yeah, that was really cool. Okay, so we have that. And I think I'm going to expand it even more. But as you know, what I did is I took the Spring Garden Festival or Spring Festival, and I made that into a Mills standard. So then that way I can connect my ramen shop to it. And it worked out perfectly. It looks really great. I put Pigsy's noodle tank, and I made it rotating. So then that way it looked like a rotating sign. This is a cool technique. They used a 1x4 snot brick and then connected these headlight bricks to it. So yeah, so for my builds, I was really excited that I was able to show my ramen house and another version of the ramen house, because the ramen house has gone through several iterations, as you know. I think this goes here. Wait a minute. Oh no, what did I do? Okay, let's back up. Let's back up. What did they want here? Okay, where does this go? If they want it on top here? Oh, maybe they want it on top. Okay, maybe this is what they want. Okay, just to show you the photo, I think it's on top. Yeah. Yeah, so if you remember, that started as a 16x16 mock improv. And then after that, I had just kept, doing different iterations of it. I took it to Bricks Cascade as a 16x32. Then I doubled it in size to a 32x32. And yep, that is the bottom. Thank you. Okay, so we got that on. And we now get to put some dots. Yeah, so I'm probably going to evolve it several more times. When I was talking to the guy who had the Victorian house, he was right behind me, and he was talking to all the guests, and he had made it almost like a monster mansion with all these monsters having a party at the mansion. And I was thinking, I kind of have a story going with the ramen shop. And I did use the Spring Garden Festival, but if I made it like a huge scene, it would take time, but it would be, worth the effort to build that too. And his was 24 base plates. It was 4 base plates deep by 6 base plates wide. That was huge. He took up an enormous amount of space, but it was just amazingly beautiful. It was just eye-opening, and I'm glad I had a chance to see it. Okay, what am I missing here? Was I supposed to double up? Yeah, supposed to double up on those rounded 1x2s. There we go. Yeah, I think going back to what's the best thing is that you get to learn from all these builders. You see what they do, and then you look at how you might be able to adapt your build to that in the future. I have never built anything that large before, as far as on that scale. But there were so many massive builds like that. If you saw my panda pirate ship, the Pandas of Penzance, this is another thing that was fun. Chelo, who had his huge admiral ship, I brought with me a piece of fabric that looked like water. And I told him, I said, hey, if you want to share this, I could put this underneath your ship too. So it looks like his ship, this massive ship, is firing onto the Pandas of Penzance. And the pandas have like one panda like firing a cannon. It was hilarious. But that one got featured also in a local, I guess, online magazine. So my Pandas of Penzance and my ramen shop made it on there. So that was fun to see. It was just, you do this because you love to do it, but it's always great when people appreciate your work. So that was something I really was very excited about. Because, you've been watching me stream that I've been doing this for months, right? Working on the Pandas of Penzance as well as the ramen shop. And all those haunted house windows look amazing from the back. So another thing I need to do is I need to post those photos, because you saw a lot of the photos of the front, but not many of the back. Okay, what's going on here? Am I looking at the wrong side? Okay, so we have an axle going in here. What in the world is this about? Okay. This is confusing me. What? Oh, that's right. It goes this way. Okay, so here's the front. Here's the front of the Vespa. So this is going to probably attach somewhere here. Okay, now it's making sense. All right, so we got that. And then we have 2 glove clips and rods. So we have these pirate pandas for victory. Oh, well, speaking of which, you know who stopped me about my panda pirate ship was Martin. So Brick Snaps, he said, I just wanted you to know I really love your ship. Fading off to dreamland. Okay, good night, PT. We're almost done, but I know you're tired, so have a good rest. Good night. Sleep tight. Pleasant dreams. Yeah, so we are going to put the handles on here. This is really cool. But yeah, so you can see those little handles there. Yeah, the Panda pirate ship was... And I think what I need to do is I just need to make it bigger, because right now it's just kind of small. It's dwarfed by everything. But I got a couple of tokens of appreciation. So I think I'm going to have to look at what can I do to make that bigger. Okay, here we go. This, I believe, goes in here. Aha! All right, so we have the second half of the Vespa. I'm going to put some wheels on here. All right, see, this is what I like. They say to turn it over. And this is where we start working on the wheels for this. Okay, so we have this we've already done. And then we have this longer pin. Okay, so this looks like it's going to go in here. I want to make sure the wheels match. Okay, so I have the wheel, the fancy side on the outside. Okay, so let us line this up. And okay, there we go. Yeah, so going back to PT had asked earlier, or maybe it was Brick Jedi was asking what was the best thing about Brickcon. And you just get so inspired looking at these other builds, but also you get encouragement too. Just getting that little bit of encouragement from people like a Martin, who's really well known, and, for them to take the time to tell me that they liked my build. I mean, those are the kinds of things that you can't put a price on that. I mean, that's somebody taking a real interest in your art and showing their appreciation for your art. And, just, I guess it's validation. It's not necessarily praise, but just validation that, they appreciate the work that you've put into it. Okay, this is interesting. So this, all right, let me just, okay, this one. All right, they tell us to flip this over. And this, oh, I see. So we have 2 clips. One of them is clipping this way, and the other one is clipping from the bottom. So I think we do this one first. And then, This one should clip here. There we go. Oh, look at that. Interesting. See that little curve you got going? All right, that's some really cool shaping. All right, let's do the other side, shall we? Yeah, so if you missed what I mentioned earlier today, is Remy and I will be interviewing Lego Master contestants Erin Laundrie and Liz Pulio tomorrow. And that's because we got special permission from Endemol Shine, the PR company, and Liz connected me with them. I know Liz through Sortlug. And that was another thing too. We had this amazing group photo of Sortlug people who were all there. And you may remember Sortlug started from Brickcon 2 years ago. It's hard to believe we've been together that long, but it was just great to see many of them. And one of the bricks floating around is I knew Liz before she was on Lego Masters. The little Vespa has some cool building techniques. Yes, it does. I love this curvature, and I love what they did here with that little pin to get that angle. So yeah, I've been wanting to build this for a long time. So I'm glad I was able to do that. I think this may be it. Is there any more details? Nope, that's it. Like I said, I'm not going to put these stickers on because I kind of like the Vespa the way it is. Nice little details, the shaping, the putting the dots on to cover the studs. We do have these that are open, but I think that's okay. It's not too bad. Here's the kind of the rear view. You can see the shaping of that too. Some really cool techniques that were used in this. And that one bracket piece right down here really is important to pull this all together. This doesn't have like a pullback motor, so this isn't going to do the, the big roll. And this is also kind of a weird size because it's not minifig size. It's not mini land size, I don't think. It may be Belleville size. I don't have any Belleville, but I think a Belleville doll will fit on here. Ooh, nice. Thank you. Yeah. And you got this for $10. You wonder if it could be rigged. Yeah, it probably could be rigged with the pullback motor. I wonder about that too. Like I could take a pullback motor from one of those, what was it? The Monster Jam trucks. I think the Monster Jam truck has a pullback motor that might fit nicely with this. But once again, this is, more of a scale model, but it's not minifig scale. So this, but really wonderful techniques that you learned with this. Maybe if I were to add something, I might on the inside here, this brick or this plate, maybe do some shaping around here. That might be nice. You wonder if it's the right size for a Technic figures they did back in the day. Yeah, maybe. It's odd. It's kind of also like the VW bus. The VW bus is not minifig scale either. It's much larger as far as the creator set. I know they made a minifig scale one as a poly bag, but this is just a weird size, but it does look cute. It looks like something, you could just put on your desk as a nice little memento, especially if you say went to Europe and to Italy or someplace where Vespas are, all over the place. That could be fun. Could be fun to do. Okay, so that was just a little over an hour. And like I said, I thought this was going to be a quick stream because I'm so excited that, now my schedule is going to be pretty set. So for those of you who are new, my schedule is probably best to follow me on my Discord server. And when you go to the Discord server, I have a schedule sub-channel. And then within that, just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on different channels. Thursday, early morning, we're going to be doing a Lego Masters watch party. And that's on the Discord server in the LM3 watch party channel. Then at 9 o'clock, which is right now, we're going to be doing Thrifty Thursday. Then on Friday, we go into, and here I should give myself full screen. So Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to have a 6 o'clock show where we can interview the Lego Master contestants and do a Lego Masters Season 3 review. So we'll be reviewing episode 3 along with Aaron and with Liz for that. And then on Saturday, wait a minute, do I stream on Saturdays? I guess I don't stream on Saturdays. Sorry, Thursday and Friday, and then Sunday. Sunday at 9 o'clock is when I work on mocks. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably show you the end result of the ramen house and then start talking about motorization and probably putting in some lights so that I can bring the ramen shop to the next convention, which would be in probably, I'm thinking about Brickcon, which will be in April. So I have the next 5 or 6 months to enhance it, make it larger, start thinking about mapping it out. It's going to be fun. But anyway, thanks again, everybody. We made this awesome little Vespa. Very, very cute. And I would say for $10, I mean, really a great deal. Go to your Lego store, check that out, the Vespa. And next week, we're going to start working on the Halloween builds. So there's several sets that are out there that are in that same Thrifty Thursday price range, $20 or less. Did you pick up the Vespa recently? Yes, I did. I haven't seen it around anywhere. It seems like they were in stores very briefly, then gone. Yes, that's why when I saw it over at the Lego store, I just snapped it up because I wanted to make sure I got that. So yeah, that was, I think, last week that I picked this up. But yeah, if I see another one, I'll pick it up for you, Shock. And then the next time I see you, in fact, everybody who won prizes, I'm going through the list. I've put them into envelopes. I just need everybody's addresses to send them out. So yeah, so Shock, if I go to the Lego store and I find one, I'll pick that up for you, and we can touch base. Yeah, it's on the Lego site right now. Oh, yeah, and I need to do an order anyway. Oh, okay, well, there you go. See, I'm an influencer. I'm influencing you to pick this up. And that's part of why I stream, because PT has mentioned this to me before, that there's not a lot of streamers who focus on the smaller sets. And since I grew up in a not that wealthy family, not wealthy at all, I kind of feel that I want Lego to be approachable to many different people. And that's why I focus on these smaller sets. And as you can see, this small set, you learned a lot of really good techniques. It's a great little showcase piece, especially if you're into Vespas. You can build this and put it on your shelf as a nice little decorative piece. So with that, my friends, let me just say thank you again, Shock, PT, Hooded One, Brick Jedi, everybody who's been hanging out, Remy. People have been just supporting me through this because, as I mentioned, those little bit, the little words of encouragement that you can give to each other go a long way. And I definitely want to give another shout out to Michelle Contreras. Thank you, Mystique Aura, also for being on the stream, because Michelle just really made me feel special. And I'm just so thankful for just this whole community. Also, thank you, Shock, too. I know you put in prayers for me all the time. Thank you, though. Okay, well, you know, I often jump onto Shock's stream on Twitch because he often streams on Saturdays when I don't stream. So I can just kind of relax and chill on his stream. And then he has prayer requests. And I've asked for them many times, and they've been always a source of comfort. So thank you, too, Shock, for that. So with that, everybody, let me just say thank you again and really appreciate all that you do. You're listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Please like and subscribe to the stream. I'm up to 303 subscribers. Woo! Someday I'll get to 1,000. But I just really appreciate the people who hang out to support. And if you want to send me fan mail, you can send it to the Brickanista Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington, 98103. So once again, thanks, everybody. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. See ya.